Okay, let's be real for a second. Are you completely tired of waiting around for paper checks in the mail? Or, counting down the literal minutes until your funds finally clear on payday? If you're looking to streamline your finances, you are definitely in the right place. Welcome. Let's dive right into this explainer and look at how optimizing your digital banking can absolutely transform your daily financial routine. Today, we're zeroing in on a foundational move, and that's setting up direct deposit with MoneyLion. Believe it or not, this one single action is the master key to making your money management faster, easier, and a whole lot more secure.
So, I want you to ask yourself a quick question. What if your paycheck arrived 2 days early? Right? This isn't just about moving money from point A, your employer, to point B, your account. It's really about unlocking much faster access to your hard-earned cash without relying on the mail or, honestly, those outdated, frustrating banking delays. With modern banking tech, you can get a serious head start on budgeting, paying bills, and, well, just living your life.
Here's exactly how this explainer is going to flow. First, we'll cover unlocking direct deposit benefits, then setting up your deposit, qualifying versus non-qualifying deposits, troubleshooting the setup process, maximizing your MoneyLion features, and finally, important disclosures and timelines.
All right, Part 1, Unlocking Direct Deposit Benefits and Leveling Up Your Account.
Listen, setting up direct deposit isn't just some boring financial chore to cross off your to-do list. It's actually the master key to unlocking a much higher tier of financial tools within the entire MoneyLion ecosystem. You're not just swapping out a routing number, you're upgrading your whole banking experience. Let's talk about Instacash for a second. That's MoneyLion's 0% APR cash advance service, and it has absolutely zero mandatory fees. For standard users, the limit is up to $500. But when you set up a qualifying recurring direct deposit, that potential limit can literally double to up to $1,000, depending on your income. Basically, by giving the platform's algorithms a predictable pattern of recurring income, you gain access to significantly more emergency liquidity whenever you might need it.
Moving on to Part 2, Setting Up Your Deposit and the Step-by-Step Mechanics.
So how do we actually get this done? Well, the automated API integration totally removes the friction of traditional paperwork. Actually, scratch that, you don't even have to print out a form and hand it to HR anymore. For most users, this automated digital payroll switch, which is powered by a fintech provider called Atomic, takes exactly 4 simple clicks inside the app. Ready? First, open the Accounts tab at the bottom of your screen and select MoneyLion Spend. Second, tap Direct Deposit right under your balance. Third, search for your employer or payroll provider. And fourth, just follow the quick prompts to connect it via the automated portal. It is incredibly fast and so secure.
Now, what if your employer doesn't show up in that automated search? Hey, no problem at all. If you need to set this up manually through your HR portal, there's a specific 9-digit universal routing transit number you'll need. That magic number is 084106768. It points directly to Pathword, NA, and it's absolutely critical data. It tells the U.S. financial system exactly which institution is catching your funds. And right alongside that routing number, you're going to need your personal account number. To prevent any annoying typos that could delay your hard-earned pay, the app allows you to just copy your unique account number directly to your clipboard. It's a total lifesaver. Just go to the MoneyLion Spend tab, tap More, scroll down a bit, and tap the teal squares next to your numbers. Boom. Paste that right into your employer's payroll system, and you are good to go.
Okay, Part 3, Qualifying versus non-qualifying deposits and understanding the rules.
So here's the deal. Not all deposits are created equal when it comes to the platform's specific underwriting parameters, and understanding this distinction is vital to getting your account upgraded. The most crucial point to remember is that only recurring electronic deposits from third-party sources, like employers or the government, will actually trigger those upgraded benefits. So employer payroll checks, Social Security, pension payments, yep, those definitely count. But peer-to-peer transfers from Venmo, Zelle, or Cash App, or moving money manually from your own external bank account, or depositing physical cash? No. Unfortunately, those do not qualify as direct deposits for unlocking the higher Instacash limits or those sweet fee waivers. You really need that consistency from a verified payer.
All right, Part 4, Troubleshooting the Setup Process and Managing Expectations.
Look, even with a totally seamless digital setup, you might occasionally run into a few timing hiccups. So managing expectations here is going to save you a ton of stress. First off, it's really important to know that it can take up to 3 full pay cycles for the switch to finalize while your HR department processes the change. Also, the system needs to detect at least $500 total over a 30-day period to apply certain fee waivers. And definitely make sure you check that your full deposit amount is actually going to MoneyLion if you use the automated app switch.
Why? Because if you're wanting to split your check between two different banks, you got to do that manually through your employer. Finally, if a payment ever feels late, keep an eye out for any transmission errors or transfer irregularities coming from your employer's side.
Next up, Part 5, maximizing your MoneyLion features and the ecosystem advantage. Once your direct deposit is successfully flowing into your account, you can really start leveraging the full power of this modern banking tech. And for a lot of users, this next part is the absolute biggest perk. If you receive $500 or more in eligible monthly direct deposits, your MoneyLion One membership fee, which is normally $9.99 a month, is completely waived. Yep, $0 a month. You get premium banking benefits for free simply by routing your paycheck to where you already want to spend it anyway.
This honestly opens the door to just a beautifully integrated experience. You can avoid overdraft fees entirely. You get access to a massive retail network. We're talking over 90,000 locations nationwide just to add funds. You can send and receive money with friends without any fees using MoneyLion Pay. Plus, as a member, you unlock unlimited cashback deals on qualifying purchases of $10 or more. You literally don't need a separate app for rewards, another one for cash advances, and a third for checking. It is all right there under one roof.
And finally, Part 6, important disclosures and timelines, aka the legal framework. As we wrap things up, we really must look at the objective banking rules that govern exactly when your money arrives and, frankly, who is holding it. The fine print matters, so let's make it crystal clear. Let's talk about that 2 days early feature we mentioned earlier. Because early access is a competitive bank policy that relies on the Automated Clearinghouse, or ACH network, getting paid 2 days early is an up-to estimate. It is not a fixed set-in-stone guarantee every single pay period. It basically works because your employer usually submits payroll files early. As soon as the bank gets that file, they release the funds to you. But, if your employer submits the file late, well, your early access shrinks right along with it.
And it is absolutely vital to remember this key distinction. MoneyLion itself is a financial technology company, not a bank. They provide the incredibly smooth app, the automated tools, and the slick interface. But your actual funds, those are held safely and are FDIC insured up to $250,000 by their partner bank, which is Pathward National Association member FDIC. So you basically get the speed and agility of a tech company combined with the solid security of a traditional regulated bank.
So, by streamlining your finances, waiving those monthly fees, bumping up your advance limits, and unlocking earlier access to your money, you really have to ask yourself, are you ready to totally rethink your relationship with payday? Taking just 10 minutes today to set up your direct deposit can permanently upgrade how you manage your entire financial life. Now, just a quick reminder, while this guide covers all the essentials, always be sure to verify your specific terms and timelines directly within the MoneyLion app or consult a financial expert for your unique situation. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I hope you feel super empowered to level up your banking today.